Hey, what's up, guys? It's Deca here. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to see season 2 of Dino Fury, so I decided to just rewatch season 1. Now, even though it's a really good season and I'm enjoying this much better than all the previous ones, it still has some major and minor problems that keep me from enjoying the show. The first is Zato's constant relaxed and happy attitude. This is a guy that's lost his family, friends, home, and everything he knows. He should have some serious PTSD, trust issues, survivor's guilt, and should not be so open to having new rangers and constantly putting people's lives in danger. Yet, he has none of these problems. He has such a happy outlook on life as if none of that shit happened. It's the same problem as with Ninja Steel. Zato doesn't go through what the show says he went through.
Wow. Earth sure has changed in 65 million years. Where are the dinosaurs? I'd love to see some.
Next, wasting time. There are a few things in this show that just drag on and on and on and make the show just a chore to sit through. The first being the morph sequence. The morphing call has become so long now that it's now a morphing speech.
Dino Fury Key! Activate! Link to morphing grid!
There's a much shorter version where they just say it's morphing time and transform.
Link to morphing grid!
Why can't they just do that? Also, I can't stand this trend of having them dancing in black spandex until the costume appears. The dino keys are also a waste of time, mainly because the rangers have to put them in their swords, click 4 to 5 times for it to work, and then the powers appear. Just put the dino keys in once and have the powers appear. That's it. That's all we need.
Stego Dino Key! Ready! That blast! Where'd it come from?
I don't know.
The Ranger Hotline. This is such a stupid idea, not just because it's never been done before, or rather, it's never needed to exist before. It's because people can clearly abuse this system. Like when they thought the Pink Ranger's Pop Pop was a Sporix beast and they called the Rangers in a panic, only to find that nothing was wrong. Why do they need people to call them just to fight a monster? Ever since the first Power Rangers, in every single season, the command centers have always been able to detect monsters as soon as they appear. Even in the police seasons of Power Rangers, they never had this special 911 hotline for the Power Rangers. Ironically, in Ion's episodes, they were able to detect the Sporix beast instantly without that hotline, proving just how useless this idea is. Ion's first appearance. First of all, I'm a big fan of Ion, and I was very happy to see him appear. But when he powers down, he looks like he's already been shopping, since he's already wearing a bunch of modern clothes that will help him fit in. Now, there's no way those t-shirts, jeans, and sneakers existed 65 million years ago. Why wasn't he wearing his knight's uniform like Zato in the beginning? Warden Garcia. Okay, so this one is pretty obvious, and I don't think I need to explain why this guy is annoying, and I'm pretty sure that everyone else feels the same about him. But what really annoys me is how he loves to abuse his power and kick people out of public places when they're doing literally nothing wrong. Just like in the forest from episode 1.
But Warden, I'm doing a story on
Save
Dino.
it, Miss Jones. I don't care if you're a reporter or the Queen of England. You're trespassing. So, pack up.
Okay, first of all, Amelia just said she has permission to be there, which means Warden Garcia can't kick her out as much as he wants to. Second, how do you trespass in a forest? Were the writers even paying attention when they did this, or did they just not care? He's basically just a Karen. Good job, Hasbro. Also, is it me or is this Karen the only authority figure in town?
That belongs to the people of Pine Ridge. Put it down.
Buzzblast is the new youth center. I just can't stand how all the Rangers are always hanging out there, messing around on the computers, and Amelia and Javi don't have to worry about losing their jobs.
I was just using Earth's databases to find the prism.
You!
These computers are for Buzzblast employees only.
Weapons. I already talked about this a bit in my last video, but I hate it when the Rangers somehow have access to their weapons without morphing. If they can do that, then what's the point in them morphing at all? This problem has been going on since the Neo Saban era, and Hasbro still hasn't bothered to fix it. In fact, they're embracing it. And finally, the villains. Once again, I cannot stand the villains this season, except for Void Knight. He's the only one of them that actually knows what he's doing and has a real plan for what he's going to do with the monsters. Also, he's the only one that feels like a real threat to the Rangers. At least until Lord Zedd shows up and makes him look like a bitch in front of everybody. Anyway, all the other villains feel like rejected cartoon characters, like Mucus. First of all, I cannot stand her high-pitched, squeaky voice and how she tries to make a stupid joke out of everything. Now, I know that Power Rangers is a kid's show, but I don't know how Void Knight hasn't tried to kill her yet. And then Slither is so unbelievably useless and brings absolutely nothing to the table, and I don't know why Void Knight keeps him there. All he can do is shapeshift and get his ass kicked.
Surprise! You're coming with me! Hey! Ow!
Think again.
Curses!
And then Riegel, the Necromancer, just kept bringing monsters back to life, making the Rangers' fights and victories over them completely meaningless. Now my biggest problem is Lord Zedd. Bringing back Lord Zedd was just lazy fan service. All it did was pander to the so-called fans who say that Mighty Morphin was the best thing ever, while forgetting about all the 30 years that the show has been around and all the different seasons that this show has given us. Second, all this does is promote Hasbro's plan to reboot Power Rangers. But despite all that, I'm sure we can all agree that Lord Zedd was a great villain and we all enjoyed watching him back in the day. But he wasn't the best or the strongest. Both Dino Fury and Beast Morphers like to call him the Emperor of Evil, which is not true at all.
This belonged to Lord Zedd, the Emperor of Evil.
Lord Zedd was known across the cosmos as the Emperor of Evil.
He was an Emperor of Evil, but not the Emperor of Evil. There were plenty of others that were superior to him, like Master Vile, the Machine Empire, Astronomer, and Dark Spectre. When they show his history, they overhype him and make it look like he was the most powerful villain ever, but they conveniently leave out all his failures. For example, they first show him using the Rock of Time to turn the Rangers back into children, when really it was Master Vile who did that. Next, they show Lord Zedd stealing Tommy's powers to create the Dark Rangers, the evil and stronger version of the Power Rangers who were perfect for destroying them. Basically, the Psycho Rangers. But they never mentioned that the Dark Rangers did absolutely nothing and Tommy got his powers back in, 1 or 2 episodes. Also, they mentioned that the Power Rangers never defeated him.
How did those Rangers defeat him?
They didn't. In the end, it took a great sacrifice from their mentor, Zordon.
But again, they conveniently forget to mention that he was running away from the Machine Empire. So there was no need to defeat him.
I absolutely refuse to move in with your father! And that's final!
Alright, so that's all for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and I'll be back as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.